I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so I can do art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so I can do laundry and dishes. This quote is being plastered all over the internet right now, and not without reason. Technology has been replacing jobs for centuries, until now always replacing them with other jobs. In some cases this was a good thing, for example replacing very physically demanding jobs. In other cases it could make people redundant or get them stuck in new, very repetitive and boring jobs. The point I'm making is that there is no inherent morality to the replacement of jobs that technology causes. Also, technology generally only took over tasks, not whole jobs altogether. Now with the rapid growth of AI, this is changing. Take a look at this research by the IMF. 60% of jobs in advanced economies are exposed to AI already. Worldwide, it's 40%. Now there is a wide disagreement in research about what jobs and how many jobs are actually going to be replaced, but the percentage is going to be significant. There is good reason to believe that in the long run a large chunk of the jobs will be replaced. Now some tech bros go even further, saying that AI will take over the notion of work altogether. At the 2023 AI Safety Summit, Elon Musk told the UK Prime Minister at the time that there will come a point where no job is needed. He looks towards a future in which there will be universal high income and in which people will only work for personal satisfaction. Now maybe Elon Musk is right that AI will replace all work. Then the question doesn't really become if it happens, the question becomes who will it benefit? And right now the answer to that question is pretty clear. Let's take a look at where that money is going right now. If we take a look at the 6 biggest companies in the world, we will find they're all in tech and collectively they're worth over $16 trillion. At the same time, global AI investment is projected to surpass $2 trillion in this year alone. At the same time, homelessness in the United States is at a record high, and in Europe it's steadily going up as well. The money is flowing, just not downwards. Let's take a look at the 6 richest people in the world, all in tech, worth a collective $1,758 billion. That's a lot of money. Then the next question should probably be when the universal high income would hit our bank accounts, right? Or when we would no longer have to work? Well, not so quickly, because at the same time we're seeing mass layoffs happening and people becoming more and more insecure about their future employment. It doesn't really seem like all of that accumulation of wealth is finding its way back into the economy, like it's trickling down. It seems like it's mostly accumulating more and more in the hands of a few individuals. At the same time, less than a quarter of employees actually feel safe about their future and about being employed. So clearly it's very naive to just assume that all of that extra wealth and that extra money will go to our bank accounts, will slip into our pockets. Wealth accumulation in the hands of a few very wealthy individuals has been the norm for decades now. There is simply no reason to believe that AI will simply turn this around. If we want to make sure that all of that AI money is actually used to improve the quality of our lives, we cannot just trust the market to make that happen. AI is simply being produced for anything that turns a profit now. If that means that you cannot do your art and writing anymore, so be it. If it means that you still have to do your own laundry and dishes, so be it. Now luckily we've been here before and several countries have been able to turn this process of wealth accumulation around. In the decades after the Second World War, large parts of the world built things called social democracies. Here the post-war economic boom was used to redistribute wealth on a massive scale. Even in the United States in the 1950s, the top marginal tax rate reached 91%. In parts of Europe, welfare states were introduced, including the right to healthcare, housing and education. These were no longer seen as privileges, but as basic rights, as things that every human deserved. Now, all of this was not just handed to people, it was fought for by labor movements and unions who believed that all of that accumulation of wealth should be shared fairly. And what came out of that period is now so embedded in our daily life that we barely ever notice it anymore. The 8-hour workday, the abolition of child labor, universal access to education, minimum wages and paid sick leave. These were not natural features of capitalism by any means. They were hard fought for limits on capitalism. And the same could happen now. If we actually want all of that money that is accumulating to be distributed in a fair manner, it is not something that will happen by itself. Listen, All of the ideas I just listed about the welfare state seemed radical at the time, and they seem normal now, like basic rights that every human should have. The same could be the case for AI and the wealth accumulation that results from it. It is the same playbook updated, and once again this will not happen out of itself. Only if we take control over these developments we will be able to improve our conditions. What hand we will be given and what our future looks like is not something that's set in stone. And we cannot simply trust the billionaire class to hand us a better future. That is incredibly naive. If we want to do our art and writing while AI does our laundry and dishes, we have to work to make that happen.